This grant is from the National Science Foundation. It's part of their career program. The grant amount was about $780,000 over 5 years. The grant's pretty far advanced. We're in about our fourth year. Really at the heart of the grant is a research question studying vascular transport of water in woody plants. Things like shrubs and trees, so what are large organisms. The link between the water transport function, the mechanical strength function, and then the storage function has not been explored. And storage of carbohydrates in the vascular tissue is negatively linked with their ability to transport water under drought. One of the main things that determines a plant's drought resistance, and this is very important for a place like Bakersfield where we have a very arid environment, is that when the soil water starts becoming depleted, the vascular system may fail, and we call this phenomenon cavitation. And what it is simply is where air gets sucked into the vascular system and then it no longer is efficient at moving water. The project has supported a couple of master's students that have been able to get their degrees with support from the award, and about a dozen undergraduates to this point.
I've done field work. I've gone out to a couple of the field sites and did plant collections. Mostly stems, but I've done some roots. I also section the samples and make little slides, use microscope to observe them, take pictures, and analyze those pictures.
Pulling up the image at 400 times magnification, and I'm looking at parenchyma, fibers, and vessel elements. And I'm basically doing like a percent area analysis, so I'll outline all the parenchyma cells and then all the vessel elements, and then by subtraction we get the fibers.
We've studied 36 species of shrubs from all around Southern California. What we found is that those plants that are really impervious to water being sucked in other words, they're very drought tolerant, they don't tend to have the capacity to store as much carbohydrate in their vascular tissue. And on the other hand, the ones that are not very drought resistant, they can't tolerate a lot of soil drying, they tend to store a lot of carbohydrates in their vascular system. What it means is that the storage of carbohydrates in the vascular system is perhaps a lot more important than we realized in the way it interacts with other functions in the vascular system.
It's just important because, it's the same thing as like if an animal goes extinct, or a plant goes extinct, then the whole system is affected. It's not just like, oh, well, that animal's gone, or oh, well, that plant's gone and you can never see it again. And it's just like the ecology of things and how things, work with each other.
Even though these exact species aren't going to be like what you would be researching like an ag job or something, there's going to be some similarities, and you're going to get familiar with like processes, and it's always good to understand the way the world works around you.
I've presented this work at conferences. Students working in my lab, both masters and undergraduate, have presented on various aspects of this work at conferences. Even though we've been chipping away on it for 4 years, we have a lot of work associated with the grant, and so really a lot of the core data that we've collected, we are moving to publish that right now. These types of funding opportunities create opportunities for the students, and we really can't do this type of research without the students.